All right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Part three of Find the Bug Scratch Coding. Let's go. Just gonna recap where we left off last time. So last time we created the main stage for our game. We created the start, you can call it the start. We created level one, and then we're going to continue with our game. So let's start off by reviewing what we did. Okay, so what we did so far was go back to the code. Right now, I wanted to take a look at the backdrops. I'm going to go back to the code, but before I get, before we get into the code, let's do this. I want to start off at the end. Always save your code, right? So you always click save now. Don't forget, always save your code. So it's project save now, and make sure you name your code like we mentioned before. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you once you're logged in here. I'm going to keep repeating this because sometimes I hear some folks there that I can't remember, some adults, some kids, same thing. So we're going to go to, once you sign in beside your name, you're going to see your folder. You can go here and you can see inside everything you did. Okay. Alternatively, you can click on this. Right? When you click on this, you should get a menu that you can open up and to see your code. But the fastest thing I always do is right here, my stuff. Click on my stuff. My stuff, see inside. Okay? Then we're going to get started. What we did so far, like I said, start. You see my bug is here. So let's stop this. Okay, we did start. This is our main stage, main screen. Whenever we go to the main stage, we make our bug 100%. That's how we do it. Change our bug whenever the backdrop is switched to start, change the bug to 100% and land in this exact precise position. You can also change the position if you as you seem fit, but this is a great position to ensure that it's perfectly aligned. Another thing we did for our bug was, remember what we did? Whenever we click and find the bug, so whenever we find the bug, what's it's going to do? It's going to pop, and then it's going to move to the next backdrop until, that's how you move from level to level to level, right? Every time you click the bug, it moves to the next backdrop. Level 2, click, pop, level 3. And then when it gets to the end, it's going to reverse back to the main backdrop. Because the next backdrop, it should be the main one. All right, awesome. And this was our starting code. When the backdrop switches to spotlight, right? When the backdrop switches to spotlight, so when I click my bug, here's the step. I click my bug, it goes to the next backdrop. Okay, click my sprite, goes to the next backdrop. What's the next backdrop? We only have two, so the next backdrop is going to be the spotlight. Okay, and I'm going to show you that real quick. So if I click on this, you're going to see, I click on the stage, right? I'm going to go to this tab here that says backdrops. You see I have two backdrops, 1, 2, the tab behind code. If I click on the stage backdrop, now I can see the code for the stage backdrop. You'll notice that the bug is 100%, but that's because the code hasn't executed yet to make it shrink when the backdrop changes, right? So, and hide the bug. If I go to, this is my stage backdrop, this is my spotlight backdrop. Then whenever the backdrop is selected, I'm going to say, okay, code, and there's the code for the backdrop. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you guys. All right, so when it's click, right now we have when it's click, we're going to go back to the start, but that's because we only have two. Okay, and that's going to change in a bit. We're going to move on, create more. Okay, so let's go back to my bug here, and then I'm going to run the program. I'll walk through it. So when I click the sprite, it's going to go to pop. It's going to go to the next backdrop. Right. Went to the next backdrop. And what did we do in the next backdrop? The next backdrop is Spotlight. And we saw the name in the backdrop tab. So we go to the next backdrop and we shrink to 20%. And where do we go? We go to a position where we can hide and blend in. So your position, you can move you can move and position. Remember, you have the positions here, X and Y, that you can play with to move your bug anywhere. My bug is hidden here. When I click the bug, remember the code, it's going to take us back to this stage. All right, so now you're up to speed where we're at. Let us continue. Next thing what we're going to do is we should ensure that we add a distractor. So we're going to add a distractor so that when the user is trying to find the bug, Mr. Annoying Parrot is going to be in the way. Go ahead, add a parrot to your stage. So I click on the stage, the backdrop. So I'm going to go to the backdrop. I'm going to go to the spotlight. So you're going to add your parrot. Better you go to this, and you're going to add your parrot. It really doesn't matter. So add your parrot to the stage. Okay, and if you forgot how to add your parrot to the stage, remember, choose a sprite, bam, and we're going to come up here. You can search for parrot. So there you have the parrot, and remember, you also have the categories here that you can leverage. Right, so let's just make it faster and search for parrot, P-A-R-R-O-T, but you don't need to put the entire thing, just P-A-R, bam. Now let's add some, doesn't matter the size of this guy. We're going to add some code to our parrot. Okay. To our parrot, we're going to say the first thing we're going to add is the, what type of block? Event block, which is going to trigger some action. So we're going to say when the flag is clicked, the green flag, because we want the noisy parrot, we want the annoying parrot to be out there right away trying to distract the user. So when the green flag is clicked, what are we going to do? We're going to go to motion. We're going to set the parrot to fly left, fly right, right? It's just going to fly left and right, face 35 degrees. So we're going to go to the motion. And then you're going to locate that set rotation style, right? Set rotation style. Left, right. I'm just moving it up so you could see it, but you don't need to do this. You could just drag it over once you find it. Then we're going to do point. The direction where we're going to have our parrot point is going to be any number between 180, negative, and positive 180. We are going to point direction. You can use this to adjust, okay, but I'm going to just put it here, 35, okay, and then just enter. That's it. And what do we want? We want the parrot to do that forever, to be annoying forever, ever and ever. So what does that tell you? Last time we used, I said it was like a counting block, which is your repeat block. Now we're going to use a forever block. And in some coding language, your forever block is called your while loop, because you can use while to do an infinite loop. Okay, so the code, you're going to grab that from control, because it controls the flow of your code. Okay, and forever, what are we going to tell our parrot? So it looks like it's moving around, flying around the stage. We're going to say move 10 step, and that's under your motion. Under your motion, move 10 step. in your forever loop. That's the first thing. And what's going to happen is when the parrot hits the edge, we want the parrot to come back. Just keep going. Just keep going forever. So we're going to need another motion block. We're going to say if on the edge, then just bounce. Stay on the stage. Don't run away. Then we're going to go to next costume. So we want the carrot to get the parrot to look like it's flying. Remember, a lot of sprite have multiple costumes. That's how you get to animate, to illustrate that animation. So again, make sure your parrot sprite is clicked and the code is on your parrot sprite. You're going to see wings up, wings down, wings up, wings down. So that's how we're going to repeat that next costume over and over again. I'm going to go back to the next costume, back to your code tab. Next costume obviously should be under look, because costume is what you look like, what costume you're wearing today. So we're going to go to the next costume. Okay, so we're going to make it up and down, up and down. And we're going to change the color. Not only are we going to have our annoying parrot fly all over the stage, we're going to take from the looks again, change color effect by 25. We're going to drop it under the next costume. And you can change it by any number you want between 11 and 50. Right, so you can change it by 10, any number between 11 and 50. Let's pick any number between, actually, no, not 11 and 50, 0 and whatever. So let's say 20. Okay, and let's test the code. Whoa, that's fast. Ooh, so let's stop that. Wow, that's fast. How about, so let's do that again. You can click the code or the green. Whoa, super fast. Okay, so do you remember what code do you think we need to do? He's moving too fast. So we want to say, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Whoa, slow down. Yes, we're going to go to the wait under control. So we can wait, experiment with the wait. Okay, wait 1 second. I can click the code here to run it. Ooh, that's a slow bird flying. So I'm going to stop that and let's change it to, let's make it a little, instead of waiting 1 second, we're just going to say wait 1.25 seconds. Let's see. That's better, right? That's a reasonable speed. Okay, yes. How about if we stop that and just play, take a moment, make sure your code looks like mine. Okay, make sure the code looks like this. Take a moment to play with, I'm going to end right here today. I think I'm going to end here today. So take a moment, make sure your code looks like this code here. Actually, no. You know what? Let's just finish the last piece. Let's just finish the last piece. Okay, so you click on it. You make sure the code is running, right? You can play with the effects. I changed my mind about the last code, so let's change with the effects. Let's put 45 here. Let's run it. That's the color. Okay, the effect is the color. So I'm going to put it back. What did I have before? Let's put it back to 10. Stop and run. Yes, we control the speed. Play with that for a bit. I'll keep it at 125. I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to ask that you play. You can play with the direction again. You can play with anything. You can play with the left to right, all around. Okay, play with everything, but make sure before, when your code is working nicely and look exactly like this, you want to save now, save now, save now. Have a great day, and we see you back here for part 4, where we're going to create the second level, and I'm going to move a little bit faster and create not only the second but the third.